Good evening. Interim Crows coach Scott Camporeale has vowed that he and the players will honour murdered coach Phil Walsh's vision for the club. Adelaide bosses calling on two men, Camporeale and AFL Premiership coach John Worsfold, to guide the team through the remainder of the season.
With heavy hearts, the Adelaide players returned to training 3 days after the murder of their coach, Phil Walsh. And directing them was the man with perhaps the most difficult task of all, Scott Camporeale, named as the club's interim coach.
I'm just a small part and just trying to step up in this situation and do my bit. The priority was the players, not so much who was going to take over this role.
And fittingly, it was the players who were the first to know who their interim coach would be. Still sombre, they had been called to the club for an early meeting. Camporeale, who has been a member of the Crows coaching staff for 5 years, was Walsh's most senior assistant. And while he will now replace Walsh, he knows he can never take his place.
This club needs everyone at this point in time, and we'll be doing our absolute darndest to get this club back to how Phil would want it to be.
And Camporeale will have help from one of the AFL's most experienced hands, former West Coast Eagles Premiership coach John Worsfold, appointed as coaching director. Worsfold had been a friend of Phil Walsh and mentor during their time together at the Eagles.
He'll be a great sounding board for us, in terms of asking questions. He's obviously an experienced coach, so he'll be a great resource for not only the coaches but also the players.
Phil Walsh's #1 rule was club first. And so now the club that he led and is grieving his loss must prepare to get back to the game he loved.
And Tom Wren is live at the club. Tom, the new coach and his players will now try and focus on this weekend's game.
Not going to be easy, is it, Kate, as well, given the magnitude of what the players have had to deal with over the past few days. But given they've got that game against West Coast in only 5 days' time, it's something they're going to have to confront. And not to be lost in this as well, it must be said, the West Coast players themselves, many of them played under Walsh, who was an assistant at the club from 2009 until 2013. So no doubt this is going to be another highly emotional game come Saturday night. Brenton.
Tom, thank you. Phil Walsh's family has issued a statement telling of how their hearts had been broken by his tragic death. The grieving family foremost in the thoughts of Crows supporters as they welcomed the news Walsh's trusted deputy, along with his long-time friend and mentor, were the men chosen to replace him.
Taking the helm of a shattered club, Scott Camporeale has the 19th man, the supporters, in his corner.
I think it's a great decision. Really tough job for Scott. Really tough job.
It's a role no one wanted vacant, but the Crows faithful are happy the man to lead this club forward for now has come from within.
He worked under Walshy, so he knows, I guess, how Walshy coached, and hopefully he can follow on from there.
And Phil Walsh worked under John Worsfold, the former Eagles coach and mentor and great mate.
That decision that's been made, he definitely would have been happy with it, so I think it's going to be a great future for the club.
But for Walsh's family, there is just the here and now, and today they reached out to the public. We take comfort in knowing that so many people are thinking of Phil and us. Our hearts are broken. How much we miss him is beyond measure. Our lives will never be the same now that Phil is gone, but we will forever love and cherish him. And it is Phil Walsh's family at the forefront of many people's minds as they continue to make the pilgrimage here to West Lakes to pay their respects.
His wife, his daughter, extended family. It's just so sad.
If we feel this way, you can only imagine how they're feeling.
It's just something that's inconceivable, to be honest, and I mean, even for our family, it feels really personal.
The impact felt by so many, leading to important conversations for families.
It brings to the fore for people to communicate, to show their love for each other.
The shrines at West Lakes and Adelaide Oval continue to grow as the public mourns a coach and a father and a family torn apart.
Everyone just loved him.
Harvey Biggs, 9 News.